to Charles Apoki, and I'm reaching you from the permanent site of Petrol Institute, and we're doing this recording. We're still continuing our discussion on the acquisition of knowledge. The first thing you need to know is to know God. God inspires. The Bible says that Pharaoh said, since we can find in no one else in whom the Spirit of God dwells, let us make Joseph prime minister over Egypt. So the indwelling of the Spirit of God gives revelation, gives insights, leads you to mysteries. So you must have the Spirit of God dwell in you. Many of the things I have known, many of the things I have learned, apart from information that I gathered and learned from people and by association, the Spirit of God teaches one, has taught me a lot of things. And you see, the Spirit of God can come in various ways to inform you. Number one is Eidetic Intuition. Eidetic is E-I-D-E-T-I-C. It just comes like a flash. Just comes in like information. You'll just be thinking about something and suddenly something you never imagined just comes in. And then there is Emergent Intuition. Emergent Intuition, you are wondering over an issue, then somehow there is a revelation. That's what Archimedes had when he entered his bathtub and water was displaced, and then he described upthrust and Archimedes' principle. And then there is the ideal intuition. Ideal intuition is that intuition that makes you know reflexly that this thought process you are embarking on and the activity is leading you to something good. There is this inherent sweetness in your spirit based on previous information. But however, one of the things the Spirit of God has done for me, having this poverty, the pain of poverty, the pain of illiteracy and ignorance in my background, and then having this complex, inferiority complex and inadequacy as a result of the combination of where one grew up from, there is the tendency to want to overcompensate by behaving foolishly and recklessly. There is the tendency to want to have a defense mechanism of pursuing vanity and recklessness. Frankly speaking, I tell you, any person that is more rascally than I am is a mad person. I had this intrinsic rascality, intrinsic desire to venture into things and do nearly all kinds of mischievous activities. But when I knew Jesus Christ and the Spirit of God came into my life, the Spirit of God acted as a restraint and granted me the ability to focus. When the Spirit of God restrains you from the tendency of the general populace, from not behaving and mimicking people just for the fun of wanting to belong and resemble them, He restrains you, He grants you the ability to remain calm, grants you the ability to be focused, grants you the enablement to meditate, grants you the enablement to hear from Him. And when you hear from God, men will hear from you. That helped me a great deal. The next thing that helped me is that staying amongst the Igbos. The Igbos are a very conservative group of people, very focused, very enterprising. By the time I studied their lifestyle and imitated their lifestyle, it brought content into my life. I was able to harness my resources, my activities, and whatever that I knew before to produce more results. I will end this unit by talking about spending resources to acquire knowledge. I've spent so much time. When I had only 2 pairs of shoes, I was spending money to buy books. I was buying second-hand Newsweek magazine, Time magazine, acquiring books without buying clothes. Let your wardrobe not be bigger than your library. If your wardrobe is bigger than your library, something is wrong. Let your library be bigger than your wardrobe. God bless you. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki.